So how do we implement artificial intelligence and machine learning in various projects? So there are two extremes. One is an easiest approach, but it is the least flexible approach. And then we have the most complex approach, which is like writing code from scratch, and that is most flexible too. So there are four major areas that. So one is cognitive API. This cognitive API is related to implementing AI ML models through maybe REST-based APIs. That means the model, machine learning model is already built and we are just making call to that machine learning model, deep learning model, and we are able to get the results. So that is cognitive API. Here we don't need any data science skills or we don't need data to train our machine learning model because they are already trained, pre-trained machine learning models are there. So we don't have to worry about acquiring a lot of data or having a lot of compute to train the machine learning model. So they are already pre-built machine learning models and we are just making calls to those machine learning models and we are getting the results. Yeah, so it means that we don't need a lot of data for implementing our ML AI projects. So we can even work with the pre-built machine learning models, but please be careful that these models are very generic in nature. And I will give you one example of this model also, right? How we can retrieve results from API call. How do we make use of such models on Google Cloud Platform, or it can be done on other cloud providers also. So many cloud providers expose this cognitive API, but this is more generic. It may not be very much suitable for the use cases that you are implementing. For example, if you are into bottle manufacturing domain and you are detecting how many defects are there in each bottle, right? So through machine learning, you want to detect the defects, then it cannot be done through cognitive API. Another approach is AutoML. This is like using AI to build AI. Yeah, so this is like we are asking artificial intelligence to find out the best machine learning model for your use case, and then it will also evaluate those machine learning models. It will find out like which machine learning model can give you the best results. So AutoML is using artificial intelligence, using machine learning to find out what should be the best way to solve a problem through machine learning. Yeah. And then third approach is transfer learning. Transfer learning is like knowledge transfer process. So let's say you have a pre-built machine learning model and you can use that machine learning model not completely, but to a great extent. And then you are fine tuning that machine learning model based on your domain. So let's say you have a machine learning model which is able to detect the objects. Yeah. So that machine learning model is able to detect the edges and other features of a particular object. So now you are going ahead further and you are using that machine learning model and you are training that machine learning model partly. So like you can say that there are multiple layers in that machine learning model. Some of the layers are already pre-trained, so you can use those machine learning model layers, and then rest of the layers you can do train with your data set, which is specific to your domain, specific to your use case, and you can fine tune that machine learning model so that it can become more specialized model rather than a generic model. So this is like acquiring knowledge of a pre-existing model, but giving some additional data specific to your domain and training some of the layers of neural network so that it can be more specialized rather than generic. Then last one is build your machine learning model from scratch. So it requires a lot of data to train machine learning model, and it requires a lot of compute also. Time is also needed and skills are also required. So a lot of things are needed. Requirements are for skill sets. Yeah, so we need to understand the requirements, we need to understand the skill set, we need to understand the compute, and we also have to see the availability of the data. Yeah, so there are four major approaches and this is what it elaborates. So as I was talking about cognitive API earlier, so it is pre-built machine learning models and it makes use of REST-based APIs, and there are no machine learning skills required as such. It is least flexible option because these are pre-built machine learning models. You cannot change anything. Yeah. So these are the machine learning models which are exposed through various APIs. So let's see a demo on Google Vision API so that you get an idea how the cognitive API looks like.